Hi, I'm Alan Breznick from Light Reading. There's a lot of talk about the future of DOCSIS, where DOCSIS is heading, and how much life DOCSIS has left. We keep trying to write the last chapter of DOCSIS, but DOCSIS keeps defying us by coming up with new specs. So DOCSIS clearly has a long life. So we talked to some industry experts about it today, from Mediacom and Incognito.
Mediacom's the fifth largest cable company in the United States, but we're a predominantly rural market cable company.
Right.
So we have operations in 22 states, but generally lower density markets than some of the big guys. But we have the full breadth of products that you would expect at any of the big guys, right?
What's impressive is that you have rolled out DOCSIS 3.1 and get 1 gig services faster than a lot of the really big guys.
We had really two things we wanted to accomplish. We looked at the economics of DOCSIS 3.1 and the capabilities and sort of the price from a per meg perspective, and made the not so brilliant deduction that broadband was going to continue to grow and usage was going to continue to grow. And it was going to be a better, it was going to pay dividends deploying that platform. And the sooner we did it, right, the less money we invested in the old platform, which was going to have limited life. The second, I think, was really getting into 1 gig. We decided we wanted to get 1 gig and 1 gig out company-wide quickly, and so and 3.1, made that more economical. There is something magical about the term 1 gig. It does spark the imagination, I think, of consumers. Desire to have 1 gig, and to some extent, I think too, there's an acceptance that consumers are buying more devices, and there's more sort of contention inside the home.
We'll continue to see a lot of acceleration in the development of the DOCSIS standard, as we've seen over the years, and we've seen a lot of sort of cross-pollination between multiple access technologies, be it on the PON or the mobile space. And we see this as being an area that will continue to accelerate in the cross-pollination, particularly around the use cases that are in discussion around the use of 5G and HFC, as well as the coexistence between passive optical networking as well as HFC.
How are your vendor partners like Incognito helping you with the 3.1 rollout?
The short answer is they're a tremendous help. At Mediacom's size, we don't have a giant tower filled with 30,000 engineers. We work very closely with our vendor partners to develop these solutions and tailor them to Mediacom markets. And Incognito's example, that was a lot to do with an update to the device provisioning solution so that we could effectively manage the performance of the services on all the different devices, both ones we provide and ones customers bring to the network. We allow both. So they're very helpful in getting that done.
Our heritage goes back 20 years, helping operators move from the DOCSIS 1.0 to even the latest specs with 3.1. One of the challenges that you have with multiple access technologies is the inherent desire or behavior to use multiple back office systems and support systems, and having a platform that allows the operators to have one single unified flow to not only activate but provision and manage the services to that end subscriber is really key. So that vision of a unified platform is going to be that game changer that will bring converged access to be a reality.
How do you see DOCSIS developing, and what are the important things that need to be done?
The first is always more speed and the ability to deploy it quickly and more economically. I think virtualization is going to be a huge piece. Consumers are becoming more aware of latency. A lot of app developers would tell you that if an ISP could promise that all the consumers would be exactly at 30 milliseconds plus or minus 1 millisecond, right. They could do much different things. Virtual reality works so much better. Just one of the most basic problems when in virtual reality and somebody turns their head, latency can cause a delay from when you turn your head to when the screen and your visuals change.
Right. The important thing to consider as well is that 90% of the connected homes within North America are DOCSIS to the door ready, which means for the cable MSO, there's a lot of opportunities for the architectures that are chosen to provide gigabit services to that end subscriber, which is great news.
So DOCSIS is more than 20 years old, but the future is still bright. It has a long life ahead of it, and that means a lot of great new services for consumers, like 1 gigabit services, and also for businesses as well.